Are we ready to start this party?
Yeah, let's go ahead, everyone. You guys know it's Brent Gove here to talk about how to write offers and never lose again. So, Brent, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. So, take it away.
As promised, that was not a long introduction. So for those of you who just got here, these are not my glasses. We have lost my glasses right before this started. So my wife goes, honey, just wear my glasses. So yes, these are women's fashionable readers. Don't I look great? Anyways, God loves to humble me, but I can't see Boo without them. But I'm going to try because I am super self-conscious wearing those glasses. So welcome, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I've been in real estate for 25 years. Quick background, I spent 12 years at RE/MAX, 8 years at Keller Williams, and now last 4 years at EXP. I've sold over 4,000 homes with my team. I did not do that alone. I've had, back in the day, I had 6 listing specialists, 12 buyer specialists. I still run my team in Roseville. I have a nice, large team. In fact, a lot of them, hey guys, are watching in the conference room. We're doing a watch party. And so we normally do my office meeting, team meeting. Right now, I've been doing it every Thursday from 10 to 11 since 1999. Yes, I am old. And 25 years in real estate, sold a ton of real estate. This is my favorite thing. Like I think the favorite part of real estate is helping a buyer buy their home. It's a part of the American dream. They're so excited, it's very rewarding. But then after a decade of that, I'm like, okay, but I'm getting pulled away at birthdays, anniversaries, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Little League soccer. And it's like, oh, so I actually became a listing agent. I really focused on that. And it's like anything you set your mind to at first, man, I'm like, how do you even get buyers? And that's a different class. It's called lead generation. Then it's like, okay, but how do I get them to make an offer? And then you kind of figure out how to get them off the fence and how to make an offer. Then it gets to this topic. And I thought this would be an appropriate topic given the current market we're in, is how do I write a winning offer and never lose again? Now that's a big promise, and you for sure are going to lose again, but it was meant to be catchy. But I can promise you this, my record is I've sold 14 different buyers, not one investor, 14 properties, which would have been smart. But my record is I've sold 14 homes in a single month. So it's like selling a home every other day for an entire month. And if it were easy, everybody would do it. And when you do a lot of something, you get good at it. And so I got pretty strategic at writing offers, putting packages together, working with that listing agent. If it was a multiple offer situation, winning. I remember when I was new 25 years ago, it was a depressed market. Everything we sold was a HUD repo. And we used to advertise 500 moves you in, perfectly fine, till they came out with Regulation Z and say, we got to put the APR. And how do you do that? Because you're quoting a down payment. And if you have a down payment, you got to put the APR. And if you don't put the APR in fine print, we're going to sue you, which they did. So all of us quit putting 500 moves you in. But back in 1996, back in the Stone Ages when I started, I was selling. Elk Grove was my market of choice. I didn't live down there. I lived in El Dorado Hills, but I was selling in Elk Grove, and I was selling, 4-bedroom, 3-bath homes with pools and palm trees for like, 80 grand, 90 grand, 100, 110, 120. And if you had $500, you could buy a house. You get $500, I'm going to sell you a house. Here it is. Take it. Granite counters, pool, 3-car garage. That's what it was like. And people are like, I'm not paying $95,000. That's crazy talk. And then prices went up to 120 and we get in escrow and they'd back out. So that's just my background, my story. So how many of you love writing an offer, spending all that time and losing? Isn't that awesome? Yeah, of course, makes you want to throw up. If you're competitive, especially if you're competitive, it's not cool. So today I hope to give you some tips to really help you turn the corner. And every time I do this, people go, wow, that was super helpful. And they shoot me an email, a text. Don't text me or don't email me. I'm a text guy. If anyone does want to text me, my cell phone is 916-223-5555. Shoot me a text. Go, Brent, I did what you said, and I put one in escrow. I know I wouldn't have gotten it. Thumbs up, good job. So I'd always love to hear from you. You're welcome to reach out to me that way. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is talk about how traditionally we were taught to write an offer in real estate school, or how it was for decades. And a traditional offer was a 30-day close, remember, or 45 if your lender was lame, and a pre-qualification letter, 17 days for inspection, 17 days for appraisal, and 21 days for loan contingency, right? Remember those days? And this was very normal. Then you also would put up an earnest money deposit, typically 1% of the purchase price, maybe 2. So, earnest money deposits, the initial deposit was typically 3, 4, $5,000, maybe a big one, 6 or 7 grand, but around 5 grand, very traditional. Pest clearance. Oh, the seller's got to give me a clear section 1 pest. I'm not buying the home with any dry rot or any issues. That is old school, but we had to deal with that. And then of course, once you were in escrow, you do a home inspection and you fight over the repairs. Remember that? That was a nightmare. That was the worst part of everything, was actually the request for repairs and fighting over who paid for what. Then the agents will get sucked into it. Well, you better pay for the hot water heater and you got to help us fix the roof. And they'd be reaching into our pockets. This is very traditionally how it had been done in the past. And then also this seller would say, look, I can't leave for a month. I can't leave for 2 months. So we charge the seller a rent back, $1,700, $2,100, $2,500. And you'd ask for, $2,300 because your new payment was $2,300. And the seller goes, man, I only pay $1,100. I'm not paying $2,300. Now you're dickering over the difference between $1,100, what the seller's been paying for 20 years, and your new payment of $2,300, which is, what's the math on that? $1,200, and you're fighting over $1,200. Remember those days? I'm like, geez. And then, sellers had 3 days to respond, which they still do. And then people would write the offer, they'd scan it and email that baby over with little to no communication. Any of you who are listing agents here, I'll let you all in a secret, especially if you're new. The big problem is I interviewed a bunch of, I got their notes right here. Hold on, I'm grabbing it's on the backside. I interviewed 7 stars last night till 1 a.m. here in Puerto Rico, which is 10 o'clock at night here last night. Luann Chicasco sells 60 to 70 homes a year. Cindy Selva just sold 9 homes in the past 9 days. Let's see, who else do I have here? Darcy Stratton sells, 80 homes a year. Sean Work, Wall Street, top 100 in America. Big star, came from Remax, interviewed Sean. Tom Daves, #1 for Keller Williams 7 times in the past 17 years. So I'm literally going through all my notes, and I got all their what to do and what not to do. And I wanted to kind of see if it lined up with what I was thinking. It did. It was exactly spot on. Gail DeMarco, one of the top Remax agents, just came to EXP. She gave me 8, never do this. Nate Butcher, he just listed 5 homes in Valencia, all at $1 million, $5 million listings. He's going to do 100 million this year with 3 agents, 100 million. Nate Butcher, the guy is an animal. So I'm going to share their aha moments at the end just to kind of spruce up and add to what I was doing. But basically, the #1 thing all those agents had is lack of communication by the buyer's agent. So if you want to screw up, we'll start here. If you want to mess up, just email your offer over with little to no communication. And that's typically how it's been done. And that is a surefire way pretty much to not get the deal. Well, isn't it the highest price gets the deal? Oh, no, not at all, Junior. That's why you're here. So we're going to talk to you today about strategic offers, about how to write an offer and win and not go through pain and actually earn money for your family and maybe even go on a vacation and pay off those credit cards, but you got to win. So before I go into this different information, I will tell you this. My breakthrough with buyers came when I had 3 of them fall out of escrow. I lost the lender called, said, I can't do the loan. I got the divorce paperwork and it wasn't in there like he said it was in there, and I can't get him a loan. So I lost that deal. Another deal, the home didn't appraise. The buyer wouldn't pay the difference. Boom, that one went out. And then the third one, the home inspection was fairly significant. There was a solid amount wrong with the home. It wasn't a deal killer, but it just spooked the buyer. The buyer's like, no, this is too much. And they just were out. And the home inspection scared them. And so I had 3 in escrow and I went to none in escrow, and it kind of freaked me out. And I'm like, and I've been doing real estate for 4 years at that point. And I'm like, okay, I'm better than this. I should not be going into July. It was funny enough. It was June. Wow. Here we are, June 2021. It was June 1999. It was 22 years ago. And I was going into the 4th of July with nothing in escrow. Sound familiar to some of you? And I got angry because I had clients, but and I'm like, and the year before I made $393,000. We're talking, you know what I mean? 98, 99. I mean, almost 400,000. I'm like, and I got nothing in escrow because I had 3, but they all fell out like within 3 days. Boom, 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 nothing in escrow. That means I have nothing coming for the month of July. And if I don't hurry up and sell something, there won't even be anything in August. That was unacceptable. So I set a goal to sell 30 homes in 30 days. A lot of times you listen to this, you're not going to sell 30 homes in the next 30 days. You don't even have a goal to do it. If you don't have a goal to do it, it's certainly not going to happen. If you have a goal to clean your garage is not going to be cleaned. It's going to be dirty. Clean your master bedroom closet. You're not even thinking about it. So therefore your master bedroom closet is going to be a mess. So everything lives and dies with goals, vision. And a lot of you have never considered selling 30 homes in 30 days because proximity is power and you hang out with turkeys. And when you hang out with turkeys, you perform like a turkey. And so I want you to hang out with eagles. So I started going to events and going to masterminds with people who were selling 100 homes a year, 300 homes a year, 600 homes a year. The Matthews in Dallas, Texas, back in 2001, where they were selling 900 homes a year. They just think differently. All of a sudden selling 40 homes a year was like no big deal when you have friends who sell 300, 600, and 900. So be very careful who you hang out with. Proximity is power. They do things differently. You start asking different questions, thinking differently. And I went from 48 sales where I'm like, how could I sell one more home, made almost $400,000, to the next year I sold 118, the next year 188, the next year 260, the next year 320, the next year 419. So it does matter who you hang out with. And that's why you tell your teenage kids, don't hang out with her. Don't hang out with him, because they're into drugs or they're into sex and they're into, they're going to be a bad influence. This is no bueno, because we know it makes a difference who our children hang out with, but somehow it doesn't make a difference who you hang out with. Look for successful people that you admire and then hang out with them, follow their model. So strategic offers, it begins with excellent communication to the listing agent. Every single person I talked to last night, just to bone up and see if they agreed, every one of them without fail said, and what is that? It's a text every day. Hey, just letting you know, my buyer's so excited. If there's anything we could do to enhance our offer, anything at all, let me know. How we looking? And I'm so excited to work with you. If you choose me, I'm telling you, man, if you need me to get a lockbox, if you need me to meet the appraiser, if you need me to meet an inspector, if you need me to go do something, if you want a latte, if you want me to mow your lawn, pick me. And you think, oh my gosh, I mean, I do it with a smile. So if you do it wrong, you sound desperate. Nobody likes that. But literally, and you got to kind of win over the listing agent, because trust me, is we get 10, 15, 20, 25 offers. And if you get people who communicate every day and they're threatening you, I better get a signature back to know that my offer was presented. I want your seller to sign. And if my offer wasn't presented, I'll be bringing up you against an arbitration panel and blah, blah. Oh, you're going in the mean and nasty pile. I guarantee you're not getting this deal. I'll do everything I can to help somebody else get the deal. So be friendly. See the notes here. Never argue. You ask and then ask questions. It's not on there, but I'll give you an example. I say, what's important to you, the listing agent? Well, when people ask me, I go, I want you to close in 2 weeks. I want you to close in 10 days if you can. That's important to me. Well, that's not realistic and blah, blah, blah. Now you're arguing. That's foolish. You just asked me it was important to me. Then you can tell me why it's a bad idea. And what's important to your seller? Well, the seller wants a 90-day escrow, but I, the listing agent, don't want a 90 escrow. And the seller wants a 90 escrow because he doesn't want to move for 90 days. So here's what I propose to you. Close in 10 days, close in 12 days, close in 15 days. You're all cash, close in 5, close. Give my seller 90 days to move out. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm recommending. Because trust me, the listing agent has all the power in the world. And the seller really doesn't want a 90-day escrow. They just don't want to leave for 90 days. So they say, where's your seller? So now you write a 90-day escrow thinking you're doing it. But I, the listing agent, want a 10-day escrow. And who's kind of got the power? I do. And so if I've had people who offered more money, but the agent was crazy. They were unorganized. They were rude. They were aggressive. I tell my seller, this agent was rude. They were aggressive. Here's a sloppy offer. Look, and I circle. I go, look, this is garbage. They don't know what they're going to do. We do not want to enter an escrow with these guys. Absolutely not. So I'm going to recommend we go with this offer. It's 10,000 less, but it's conventional. They're putting down 50% of their money. And this offer is going to close, in my opinion. And this offer, there is an appraisal issue. They don't even need to pay. There's so much down, the bank wouldn't even worry about it. And I'm able to sway my sellers to take a less offer for a sure thing. Don't think for 1 minute that Sean Work, Luann Chicosco, Tom Daves, Darcy Stratton, Cindy Silva, Gail, all these superstar, like you would all give your right arm to trade places with them. Don't think for 1 minute we don't influence our sellers in the right way. That it is a fit. Well, you have a fiduciary. Yep. I have a fiduciary to help them pick the client that's going to close, to pick the client that was the one I believe in. And if they send over some Xerox pre-qualification letter, pre-approval letter, and it's garbage. And for those of you who just joined me, I'm using my wife's glasses. I can't find my glasses. So yes, they are women's glasses. Enough said. But here's the deal. I want the deal to go through. I want my seller to have a pleasant experience, me too. And so part of it is not just picking the highest price. I don't trust the letter. Yes, I love the agent. The agent was amazing. I called the lender when I asked what the FICO scores, like, oh, I can't tell you that. Why not? Well, I haven't been authorized. Well, you better authorize your lender to tell the listing agent what the FICO scores are and why you can close in 21 days and how far through the process are you? Do you just need a fully executed purchase contract and an appraisal? Where are we at? And when they pull this, well, I can't tell you, it's private information. I can't reveal their credit, but it's good. Trust me, it's good. You're done. You're over. You're done. I can't even tell you how important your lender is. And all these agents I interviewed, and most of listening, they're savvy. And so when they say jump, you say how high. You go, well, my seller wants you to paint the house purple after you buy it. It sounds great. Purple, my favorite color. There it is, purple. I'm sure my buyer might be open to something like that. Purple, are they crazy if they lost their mind again? Man, whatever they say, no problem. Let me see what I can do. Like when you go to Kmart, Walmart, and you ask them, they go, yeah, no problem. Let me see what I can do. Or they go, sorry, sir, I can't help you. Go to Bank of America, the teller. Well, I need this done. Sorry, sir, bank policy is this. But when you go to Nordstrom's or you go to the Mount, like, no problem. Let me see what I could do, Mr. Gove. I'm on it. Whatever I could do. If it can be done, I'm going to do it. Isn't that what we want to hear? I think like I did everything I can, but I'm not able to do that. But I am able to do this. Okay, I can live with that. Somebody heard me. They felt my pain. So very important that you do that. So here's what we do in today's market. Go down to the fourth bullet point. It says Bay Area. They don't mess around. Do you know that in the Bay Area for the last 15 years, maybe 20 years, they don't have inspections. The buyer, the seller pre-does them and they go, here's our home inspection by our home inspector. Here's the pest, here's the roof, here it all is. They've done no appraisal, no loan, and no inspections for like 15 to 20 years in the Bay Area, just San Francisco, San Jose. It's just been that aggressive. They got to our market decades ago because of the limited amount of land. At Sacramento, remember the thing? We had this market where we had 30-day escrows, 17-day contingencies for inspection, 17 for appraisal, 21 for the Humpty Dumpty, because Sacramento market was not aggressive. But now we are in a new market. So if you're going to write a strategic offer, if you even ask for inspection period, 3 days, that's all you get. No, the contract says I get 17 or whatever. You get 3 days. You can leave it at 17, you're going to lose. I will smoke you if you leave it at 17 on my offers. We're not going to wait 17 days. And I specifically talked to these other agents about it. They ain't waiting 17 days. So either no inspection period or at least give yourself something, 24 hours, 72 hours. Literally put buyer has 72 hours. And by the way, I've taken the liberty of ordering the home inspection. Today is Thursday. I have the home inspection, taking the liberty of pre-ordering the home inspection. It's ready Saturday morning at 10. If you choose me, home inspection is happening Saturday at 10. It's already done. That impresses me, a listing agent. Do you do that as a buyer's agent? No appraisal, no loan. I don't understand how to do that. Get with your management team and help them understand, okay, that means if it doesn't appraise, you're going to have to buy it anyways, and you got to pay the difference. And so there's a time to do that, a time not to do that. It depends upon the financing, what kind of loan you have, what kind of money they have. I live here in the Caribbean. I've just moved here last fall. I've been here for coming up on almost a year. I have a 2-year lease. I'd never lived here. I live in a 5,000 unit planned development called Palmas Del Mar. I've got a place on the water, $7,000 a month. And I'm like, I don't know what to buy. So I'm leasing, but now I'm trying to buy it and I like it so much. I like it better than I just hit the jackpot right out the gate. I offered the owner, I go, you get an appraisal from any bank and I'll give you 300,000 over any appraisal you get, whatever it is, I'll give you 300,000 more. And he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. So you assume your buyer won't pay the difference. You say, look, you've already lost 2. We need to go no appraisal contingency. And if it's short, you just flat need to pay the difference. You need to figure it out. No loan. Now, if they don't have the money to do that, then maybe you don't get to do no loan appraisal, no appraisal contingency, but have the conversation with your buyer, explain it to them. And if you're not educated enough and you're new enough, get someone like me at your office, your sales manager from Coldwell Banker, Remax, Keller Williams, Century 21, Realty One. There's so many great companies out there, Lions, and have them help meet with your client, explain what it means to have no loan contingency and what the potential pitfalls are and what they may have to do. No loan contingency. You should get your buyers all the way through E underwriting loan approval, where they have a loan approval by the underwriter. Like, all we need is the fully executed purchase agreement and an appraisal. We close. That's where you got to be. Don't give a pre-qualification letter. And you think, no, I don't do that. Of course not. I do a pre-approval letter. Oh no, pre-approval letters, rookie move. You need one by a designated underwriter, a DU designated underwriter, where they signed off and said, this is done all the way through, files complete. We have pay stubs, W-2s, bank statement, tax returns. We have everything. We verified employment. We verified. It takes a little work, but you get that done. And then you write offers and you make sure the listing agent knows this is not just a pre-qual or pre-approval. This is like underwritten, fully approved. Just give us the purchase agreement and the appraisal, we close. And that's why we could close in 9 days. You need to start closing your deals faster. I teach this all over the country. And everyone's like, oh, you can't do that in Missouri. We don't work like you, California. Can't do that in Oregon. I mean, we're not California, man. You can't. I hear, and there's always loan officers in the room. There'll be 100, 200, 300 people. I go, any loan officers? Fastest if they have good credit, good jobs. And I'm not talking about a self-employed plumber whose wife or husband runs a daycare, and they're both self-employed and it's just a mess. That's going to take 30 or 45 days to use a self-employed person with bad credit. It's going to be a longer escrow. I'm talking about people who have good credit, good jobs. They've been on the work for longer than 2 years and they have good credit being defined over 680 FICO score or better. That's what I'm talking about. And I say, how quick can you close? I get 7 days, start to finish, 9 days, 8 days, 10 days, maybe 12. So why are you writing 30? You're stuck in last year. You're stuck in last decade. It's like you're listening to vinyl records. Stop it. Cut it out. Well, my lender says the quickest he could do it is 21. Okay, let me help you. Ready? I want to see you better. Get a new lender. But I like my lender. They bought me a gift for my son's graduate. I get it. You like your lender, but you have a fiduciary to your buyer. And your lender, though you like them and they come to your birthday party and they bring you poinsettias and gifts at Christmas, if they can't close quicker than 21 days because of the company they work at, listen to me, get a new lender. You have a fiduciary to your buyer and your lender, you're the fact that you like them, nice, but you're causing your buyer their dream home. You're costing your family income. You're causing yourself stress and an ulcer. Find, interview them. They're out there. There are lenders who can close in 9, 10, 11, 12 days, all day, all the time. If they have good credit, good jobs, and then collect them. Well, they're not giving the lenders, they're not giving me what I need. You got to call your client and say, Brent, listen to me. If you don't give him pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, you're going to find your dream home and we will lose. And so you got to be a little bossy with your clients in a nice way. Have them come in, do the consulting, but you got to go no appraisal, no loan in this market. You just do. And 3 days for inspection. So get your loan approved. If you can do the appraisal, again, if you don't understand that, get with someone at your company, your manager at Coldwell Banker or Remax or whoever, and have them explain the pitfalls. Some people can totally do that. I'll pay 300,000 over. I certainly could I could care less about the appraisal. I want the house. And when someone goes, oh my gosh, we want it. No loan contingency, no appraisal contingency, but you got to have those work done. Maybe 3 days, 72 hours for inspection, 48 hours. I'd take 24. I'll get it done tomorrow. Well, it's hard to get an inspector. I'll call 100 of them. So you have this thing called a hustle, called bootstrapping, called, well, I just don't want any inspector. call 10 of your friends, give me, who's your best inspector? You get 10 names and call 10 of the best inspectors in the business and just say, I need a home inspection tomorrow. I will give you an extra $200 cash and a thank you card. I am desperate. I need you to fit me in. Done, done, done. Get it done all the time. You can do that. You could tip the home inspector $200 for fitting into his schedule. Yeah, I literally just tipped a pest guy for getting his schedule. I'll give you $200 cash. I need it done by Monday. I need it done. Yeah, no problem. It went from impossible to done. Who is it? Seneca, the old philosopher. He said, at first it is impossible. Then it is difficult. Then it is done. So is it impossible? If it's impossible, then good luck in life. If first it is impossible, then it is difficult, then it is done. You're going to learn how to do this. I don't have $200. Do you have 100? Do you have 50? One of my agents just brought a baked pie to a seller. Now it was a listing presentation. She interviewed 5 people, called her back. I chose you. She goes, why'd you choose me? Just curious. She goes, because you're the only one thoughtful enough to bring me a pie. She got a $900,000 listing at 6% because she brought a $22 pie. Think. Be smart. In the REO days, I told the REO secretary, because I couldn't get the guy Golden Feather, or I forget the name of it, Gold Link. Remember Gold, whatever, those of you that are old dogs, it's Gold something. Couldn't get him. Just a secretary. It's like back in the day, Tom Days was so busy. Paul Boudier was so busy. John Brophy was so busy. Could only get their secretaries, you know? And she's like, telling her how bad we want it and trying to do it. She says, yeah, get in line, you and 25 other people. I said, look, if I get this deal, I will have my detailer come over and detail your car, not Tom Dave's car, not John Brophy's car, not Paul Boudier's car, your car with the toothbrush. It'll be better than the day you brought it. And I just was quiet, silence. And she goes, with the toothbrush? I go, with the toothbrush. Now I didn't have a detailer. I went and got one. He became my detailer. And I said, go detail her car. And she literally said to me, she goes, 403. I'm like, 403 what? She goes, 403. I'm like, 403 what? She goes, have your client offer 403. You can do that? Yeah, you can detail somebody's car. It's okay. You can detail, you could say thank you in detail, not a client, but someone's secretary. And she told me where, and guess what? The client offered 403. They live in that house today. That was 12 years ago. On a golf course, overlooking one of the greens. It's an amazing home. And I detailed her car. So that you can be scrappy, do things. Do not commit RESPA violations. Okay, do not do that. That is not a RESPA violation to give someone's secretary a thank you. Not a RESPA violation. Be safe, talk to your management. Don't do anything that's illegal or outside of the bounds. We want you safe. We want your license safe, all that sort of thing. Next thing is attach the CR1, the contingency removal. If you are going in, sometimes right now I have agents who are doing the inspection up front, pre-inspection. Sean Work's doing them. Gail DeMarco's doing them. They're having the seller doing them up front, and they're posting roof, pest, and home inspection up front. And people are coming in, no inspection contingency, no loan contingency, no appraisal contingency. You get more of those because you don't want to get in and have them fall out even 2 or 3 days later. You're going to start over everything, start the whole mess over again. So attach the CR1. Don't just put it in the contract. Show them how good you are. Attach the CR1 and say, get rid of the loan and the appraisal at least. And if you're getting rid of the inspection, check that one too and get rid of everything. Impress the listing agent. Have a tight package. Close 15 days every time. Why close in 15? Well, I just tell them, I go, what's the fastest close you have? 18 days, 21 days? Well, I close in 13, which means this. You get paid in 13 days on this $1.2 million listing. I get paid in 13 days. I don't know about you, but I'd like to get paid in 13 days. If I get this deal from my client, you're going to get paid in 13 days. Now, some sellers go, listing agent, oh, it's not important. It's not important. Bull. Everybody loves getting paid in 9 days, 12 days, 13. WIFM, what's in it for me? It's the #1 radio station in the world. WIFM. So I tell the listing agent, most of them go, man, I'd love to get paid in 13 days. Done. I like you. You're hustling. I go, and my lender, I've worked with them for a decade, 5 years, best lender in Sacramento. You better brag on your lender. You better convince the listing agent your lender is the cat's meow and say, and by the way, when I hang up the phone in the next 60 seconds, 60 seconds, you're going to get a call from my lender because they're on standby and they're going to tell you exactly what Mrs. Buyer's FICO score is and what Mr. Buyer's FICO score is and how he's collected pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, and how we have underwriting loan approval and why we can close this in 9 days from today. And by the way, your sellers can move out in 30 days rent-free. We're not even charging rent. We're not going to dicker over $1,700 worth of rent or $2,500. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to give away $2,500 worth of rent? Or do you want to pay $25,000 more for the house? Do you want to pay $25,000 more? You get the highest and best, it's $25,000. And you're going to probably pay $25,000 over anyways, $35,000 over anyways, 50, but you want to go 60, 70,000. You want to go another 10 or 20. I never ask for that. And like, well, my broker says we should ask for a security deposit because the seller might hurt the house. And that's the responsible thing to do to represent our client is to ask the seller to give a security deposit. Well, all the listing agents listing, when you tell the listing agent, hey, you got to put up a $5,000 security deposit or $3,000 or even $1,000, they always say, how do I get that back? Well, it's kind of up to the buyer. They don't like the way you left the home. You're going to have to take them to court, sue them, small claims court, fight over the money. They don't like it. So you ask for the security part offer. And and if I said something earlier about a company, I love Remax, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Lions are all great. If I misspoke, I don't think I did, but there's a particular company, which I will not name, who's saying, you better get the security deposit. You have a fiduciary client. You need to represent your client. You need to protect your, maybe 20 years ago. Maybe 10 years ago, but not today. Because when you ask for $1,000 security deposit to protect your buyers, make sure the seller has it perfect when they move out a month later, I'm not asking for it. And you just lost the deal. $1 million offer. One buyer asks for $1,000. It's not much, it's $1,000. I don't. All things being equal, who'd you choose? I'll go with the one who's not asking. I actually write in my cover letter, buyer trusts the seller, no security deposit needed. Now, if they're Hell's Angels or college students are going to throw a kegger, maybe get a security deposit. Even then I wouldn't do it. But so I'm not going to do it. And you're going to get beat by a guy like me. And there's plenty of us out there. Why do I lose? Because you do dumb things like ask for a security deposit. That is a 20, 30-year-old thing. Not today, baby. The seller, I'll pay for your mover to move you. I will pay house cleaners to clean your house after you move out, Mr. Seller. You do that? Yeah. Like, well, if you go with Brent Gove, he's got house cleaners that come clean. You know how it is. You're tired, you pack up, you move, and now you get a vacuum and sweep out under the washer and the dryer and the fridge. And then the floors kind of, because the fridge and the washer and dryer were there for 8 years. It's all kind of, and it takes a while, and the toilets and wipe down. Brent Gove is going to take care of all that for you. You can do that. You can do that. In fact, he's even going to give you, his client's going to give you $5,000 for a mover. Are you serious? In fact, his client's going to pay all seller fees where, it's buyer pays this, seller pays natural hazards, seller pays for home warranty. No. Or sometimes, buyer and seller will split escrow and title, buyer and seller will split the home warranty, buyer and seller. No. Buyer pay everything. You go ahead and split it. Add it up, it's $2,000 or $3,000. My buyer's gonna pay it all. Buyer pay. Well, you're not representing your buyer. Oh, yes, I am, because my buyer lives in their dream home. Your buyer's still frustrated. Your buyer's thinking about firing you because you are lame, because you think you're doing them a favor. You're not doing them a favor. You make sure that seller knows, if you notice my offer, every box that can be checked, buyer, we checked. We're going to pay our closing costs and we're going to pay your closing costs. Please let the seller know that we are paying their closing costs too. And we're yes, a home warranty is important. We're going to purchase our own. And we're not asking you to pay for a pest report. Well, I don't even tell them we're going to get one, but we're going to get one. You have a right to do any inspections you want. And so you close fast, 15-day close every time. The seller doesn't want to close for 30. I go, hey, what do you think if we close in 12 days and we let your seller stay for 30 days? Rent-free. And they go skipping out, because if we do 30 or 45-day close and something goes wrong, the seller's packed up. Now they got an empty house. You have to put a vacant home back on the market. Wouldn't you like to get paid in 12 days? Yeah. Make sure your seller knows they get all their money in 12 days. You mentioned they paid it off. Yeah. 800,000. They're going to get 800,000 in their bank account in 12 days, not 45 days. It's done. Choose me. And when I hang up, my lender's going to call you. No, any listing agent out, when you talk to a buyer's agent that says, hey, when we have the phone in the next 30 seconds because I've already typed the name Bob or Karen or Jill or Tom and a phone number. And I've already got my loan officer on. When I say go, you hit that button. If you're on the phone, hang up. Say, I'll be right back. If you're sitting in front of someone taking a 1003, a loan application, politely excuse yourself, get up, go in the hallway and hit that button. I need you to hit it within 30 to 60 seconds. Well, you seem kind of pushy. You seem like, you better be scrappy in this market because you're going to get your boop kicked. Okay. You don't do that stuff. I'm doing that stuff. My lender's on his boat on the weekends. We're out showing property on the weekends. We're out doing open house on the weekends. Guess what? If I'm going to go suffer and work hard on the weekends and you're going to go suffer, the lender can just politely excuse himself just real quick and go, hey, Dan, here's the deal. Mrs. Buyer has a 740 FICO. Mr. Buyer has 820. I've never seen one that high. He's a fireman. She's a doctor in pediatrics. They are well qualified. They can buy this with their eyes closed. I have proof of funds. And by the way, you better include proof of funds with your offer. Always include proof of funds with your offer. Always include proof of funds with your offer. And you got your listing agent. And then they tell their seller, man, this guy, Brent Gove, man, he said the lender would call me within 30 seconds. They did. I was so impressed with them. I think I'm going to start using his lender. You want to impress the listing agent. You want to impress them. You want to make a friend. Be nice, have good energy because we pick. Don't you think we don't pick? We steer. If I have a choice, two great offers. One agent's an ass, the other one's pretty nice. I'm going with pretty nice. And I'll tell them this agent was a total ass. I go, and this is the dating. If they're an ass when we're dating, when they want my business, could you imagine for an escrow? I'm just honest to my sellers. So yes, all things are equal. They're both coming in at 600,000. They're both cash. They're both conventional. They're both whatever they are. But I highly recommend we go with Jill. I highly recommend we go with Tom. And guess what? My sellers go, yeah, if you say so. Done. You better make a friend of that. You better bring the listing agent a Jamba Juice. Bring him lunch. Are you at your office today? Yeah, I'm at my office. You're up there on Douglas, right? Yeah. Show up at 11:30 with just, do they like, who cares? It's the act. And then you show up and you give the listing agent soup and a sandwich. Or Thai food, because you stock them on Facebook and you find out they love Thai food. They're always raging about Thai food. You even notice their favorite one is Thai Pinto, and you get your little butt across town. You go to Thai Pinto, you get some Thai food, and you deliver it to them at 11:30 before they have a chance to go to lunch. I go, man, I wrote you the offer. Here you go. They will laugh their heads off. Go, man, you are good. And guess that you'll get the deal. You'll get the deal. You bring listing agents food. I bring them wine. I bring them food. I tell them in fun. I've never done it, but I said, man, if I'll wash I'll mow your front lawn for the next 3 months. I'll wash it. What do I got to do, man? I want this. And there's a fine line between being desperate and sounding desperate and having fun, but you want them to have fun, enjoy it. I go, and you know, I've had friends who I knew. I said, I'll send you to Napa. I know you love Napa. There's a hotel called the Archer. I'll put you up on a Saturday night. You can head over there Saturday morning. I'll put you up Saturday night. There's a great restaurant called Cole's Chop House. Dinner on me. I'll get you a $400 gift card to Cole's. And they're like, really? I go, yeah. If I get this deal, you could, oh, it's not great. You don't have to do that. I go, you could stop me from doing that. Is that legal? Can you do that? After close of escrow, I think it is. I don't know. Check with your manager. Do not violate the escrow laws. But after the escrow is closed, if you want to follow through and do something nice for a fellow real estate agent, the escrow has closed. And I believe that is legal. Check with management. Do not violate RESPA. But I'm pretty sure that is legal after close of escrow. Okay, so and my record is clean and spotless after 25 years, and I've never been involved in a lawsuit. And by the way, it's not because I haven't made mistakes, because I've given up entire commissions and added $4,000 or $5,000 out of my savings account to make a buyer whole or to make a seller whole. You do the right thing, and then you get more referrals from them because you know that they gave up their commission, they gave up everything to do the right thing. And then, so sometimes screwing up is you get a customer for life, like, man, he screwed up, but he owned it. He made it right. I would never buy with anybody else but Brent Gove. I would never sell my house. Ben, he told me the back that we could exclude the back deck, but it was a VA deal and VA doesn't exclude the deck. And oh my gosh. And the deck ended up costing, it looked like maybe 15 or so. It cost $9,000. Why that happened to me back in the day. And back in the day, my commission on it was like 6,000 or 65. I added another 2,500. So I ended up giving up I worked for an entire month, gave up my entire commission, and gave thousands out of savings to do the right thing because I told my seller he didn't have to worry about that deck. And the truth was he did. And I actually knew that. And I forgot. I got confused. I said the wrong thing. And I go, I need to step up and own this. And so that's called integrity. Not like, well, maybe I'll blame it on the other one. Hey, I didn't know VA. I knew. And guess who gives me more referrals than anybody today? Those people. So I didn't lose a thing. Okay. But do the right thing. Do the right thing. 9 to 12 days if you're feeling good. By the way, if you're paying cash, close Monday. You're paying cash. There's no loan. There's no appraisal. Wire the money. Buying a home's like buying a pair of shoes. Wire the money. Well, that's risky. Do a home inspection. Then it's Saturday. It's Thursday. I can't get a home inspector. Great. You can't. I can. I could get one in any town. Nashville, Denver, Vail, Coeur d'Alene. I don't know anyone in Coeur d'Alene, but I'll call 4 or 5 agents and goes, who's the best home inspector you got in town? Oh, Billy's so good. Oh, Karen's this amazing home inspector. And I'm going to call around and go, I'm desperate. I'll tip you $200 or $300. I need it done Saturday morning. And I guarantee you I can get a home inspection done this Saturday in any town, anywhere in America, because I'm not going to miss. I will call 100 people if I have to. That's the attitude you got to have. That is the attitude you got to have. I will get it done. Pre-approval, and the lender calling is vital. As listing agents, sometimes we can't reach you had a phone mail hell. I can't reach the lender. I really want to talk to the lender. This letter looks kind of janky. I feel so much better about it. The listing agent shouldn't be like stressed out trying to reach your lender. And my team, this is how we do it. We've been doing it like this for 15 years. When I hang up, the lender's going to call you and he's going to tell you why. And guess what? We put deals in escrow all the time. So earnest money deposits, quit putting up $5,000, put up 30, put up 50, put up 20. Well, my clients only have 20, put up 20, put up more earnest money deposit. Well, that's at risk. All right, what do you normally put up? Well, I normally only put up like $5,000 to $10,000. Have you ever lost that? Well, no. Do you plan on losing that? No. Fine. Put up 40, put up 50. Do it. If you're new, do it under the guidance of your manager at Realty One or Home Smart or Next Home or, Lions or whoever. Get your manager, make sure that you're being very smart about it. But guess what? It gets the seller's attention. And I make sure I tell the listing agent, who's put up the biggest earnest money? Well, I have a cash buyer. They put up 15,000. Good. I'm putting up 30. They got 15,000 reasons to close. I got 30,000 reasons to close. 30,000 reasons. It's not $30,000. It's 30,000 reasons to perform. Everyone's telling you how bad they want it. Who's showing you? It's like Jerry Maguire. Show me the money, Jerry, right? And so who's showing you? Well, you are, Brent. I go, exactly. And the fastest close you have is 21 days. I close in 11. Again, who's showing you? Everyone's telling you they want it, but who's showing you? You are, Brent. 11-day close. Who you want to get paid in 21 days, Bill, or you want to get paid 11? 11. Me too, man. Come on, let's do this. Even if I get beat, come back to me. See if my client will meet or exceed it. If they do, you get paid in 11 days. I get paid in 11 days. And your seller gets proceeds in 11 days. And we're going to let them stay for 45 days rent-free. And they can move out with peace in their heart, kumbaya, holding hands, skipping off into the sunset. I'm the guy. Man, you say jump, I say how high. You're going to love working with me, man. I'm this way. Give me a chance. And by the way, I have listings. And if you ever write on one of my listings, I'm going to make sure I pay real close attention to your offer. If you do have listings, I'd be saying that, and I would help them. You have a right to do that. And so, you with me? No pest report, order your own. I don't say, we'll order our own pest report. Now they're worried about the pest report. Just don't ask for one. Okay. You can order one. You can order a roof inspection, plumbing. You can have the sewer lines checked out. You can do septic. Well, just buyer pay, or just whatever. As is, of course, I like to print the offer, then write it like a billboard on the front page in like a 5th grader was practicing his capital letters, A-S-I-S in parentheses. And I write it across 4 lines. It's under additional financing terms. You're actually not supposed to put it there. It's supposed to be financing terms. I don't care. I've been putting it there for 25 years. As is. I want it to be a billboard. Do you know the contract? If you go back to page 9 or something, it's somewhere in there towards the top. It says, this purchase is an as-is purchase. Every purchase you've ever written is as-is. You just don't get credit for it. It's buried in the contract. Nobody notices it. Get with your manager. Show me where every purchase is as-is. It says the buyer has a right to ask for repairs, but it says it's as-is. So if it already says it, I like to print it. Well, I'm going to type it. I want it to be WinForms. I'm going to type it. I do WinForms, but then I print it. Then I write it like a fifth grader in pen, giant as is, like a billboard. They couldn't possibly miss, because sellers, they get excited when they see like, oh my gosh, these guys are serious. And you tell them, we're not going to ask you to fix a thing. Not a thing. No, nothing. We want this house so bad we could taste it. And then I've had my buyers swing by the house before with wine, food. We're the Davises, we're the Jones, we're the Andersons. These are our kids. We would love to raise our family here. We'd love to plant gardens. We'll take such good care of your home. Just want to give you a little gift. I've had people invite those people into their home. Do you tell them to do that? I'm just telling you what's happened. Buyers have shown up with gifts, bearing gifts. And if you stalk them on Facebook and you look at how they live and you find out they love organic food, make sure you buy that stuff at Whole Foods. If you find out they love steak and they love wine, and then make sure maybe they show up with a gift basket with wine and cheeses and a gift card with Chris. What if they don't get it? Then they don't get it. But it's combat. It's that, or you don't do that and somebody else's clients do that and they get the house because the seller's really connected with them at the front door. I've had people invite my clients into the house. They spend 2 hours. On that particular deal, it was El Dorado Hills, 3 cash offers, 2 conventional offers. My clients did what I just told you. They got the deal. You know what they were? 3 cash, 2 conventional, El Dorado Hills, the promontory. You guys know the promontory? Very nice. They were a VA no-no. VA, no money down, no closing costs. Beat 3 cash offers, 2 conventional offers, because the seller liked this cute, adorable little family. Well, that's not fair. You can't do that. I didn't do that. They went over there on their own. I have no control over them. They're grown adults. They decided to bring gifts, and they noticed when they were there that they liked a certain kind of wine. And he went and bought not just a bottle of that wine, but one that's like this wide and this long. It can like feed 10 people. It was like probably a $200 bottle of wine or $500 bottle of wine, those giant ones. And he had a big thing and a big basket full of stuff. And it was over. A VA no-no beat 3 cash offers and two conventional offers. I don't know, or keep doing what you're doing and lose and get a job at Sears. Okay, they're out of business. Fry's Electronics. Oh yeah, they're out of business. I don't know, get a job. Okay, so strategic offers offer free rent back if needed. Here's a good one. Okay. Never ask for rent back money or security deposits. I wouldn't do it. The other thing is, how do you get a response in 1 to 2 hours? Here's how I do it. I go, hey, Bill, I know you're presenting offers. What you see in the MLS, it's Monday night at 7:30 p.m. You're presenting offers. Can I run by you real quick what my client's thinking about doing? Yeah. Well, the home's listed at 800,000, right? Yeah. They've lost 2 deals. We all have stories of clients that have lost homes, right? They've lost a couple deals already. They were working with this agent from another company. They finally gave up on that agent. They come to me, but they are just beat. And trust me, listing agents, when I hear that the buyer's had his butt kicked a little bit, he's finally calling uncle, and just, if he can get a house, he'll close. That's what a listing agent wants to hear. We like to hear that your buyer has suffered and struggled, and that they're pliable, they're bendable, and they've got their cap in their hand, and they're not cocky, and they just want a home. So tell the story. Facts tell, stories sell. Write it down. Facts tell, stories sell. Sell your buyer, sell your lender. Every offer you do, short video. Hey, a little quick video. Hey, this is Brent Gove. I'm submitting you an offer for Tim and Shelly. They're the most beautiful couple. They're right out of college. This is their first home. They're hoping to start their family there. Shelly wants to do, she's into organic gardening. Tim's a craftsman. He wants to restore the home and redo all this stuff. Man, they couldn't be a sweeter couple. The sellers can come by for years to come. They'll tour the home. They can come revisit, and you sell your clients to that listing agent, and you hope he shows it to his clients, but that's up to them. Right now, of course, a lot of people aren't doing the personal letter anymore, but it's okay to sell your clients. You get on the phone and tell them why they're such amazing, incredible people with the best credit. They've got your lender, not a lender they found. I want to know, did the buyer find the lender online, or are they using the buyer's agent's lender who they use all the time, know, like, and trust? I go, they're using my lender. I've worked with him for 15 years. He's the best lender in town. And in fact, he's going to call you in a little video. But the way I get a response is I said, here's what we're thinking about doing. It's 800,000. We're going to come in at 870. We're going as is. We're going to close in 9 days, and we're going to give your seller 2 months to move out. So your seller's going to have all their proceeds in 9 days. You get paid in 9 days. I get paid in 9 days. I'm excited about that. I don't know about you. Like, man, I literally sometimes, a lot of times I go, yeah, man, that sounds great. And I said, hey, 870 getting paid in 9 days. That's a big payday for both of us. I go, we have one little problem. What's that? It's Thursday and you're not presenting offers till Monday. Unfortunately, we've lost so many homes. They're so desperate. By the way, the earnest money deposit is $50,000. There's no loan, no appraisal, no inspection. We're ready to go. They're DE, underwriting, loan approval. They're done. We just need a purchase agreement and an appraisal. I've got the home inspection ordered for this Saturday, but unfortunately, and I get, you guys can wait till Monday at 7. I know you've told all the agents, you put it in the MLS under confidential market. We're presenting offers Monday at 7, but your seller has a right to change their mind. And that's the way it is. Seller can change their mind. And so would you call your seller and tell them you have an offer for 870? Do it really humbly. You got to do this right. It's as is, $50,000 earnest money deposit, closes in 9 days. They can stay for 2 months rent free. It's a dream offer. No loan, no, I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. And maybe they'll get something like this Monday night, but maybe not. Unfortunately, we can't wait till Monday. We're in such a situation. We are so desperate. We need an answer today. So they'll pop, oh, well, we can't do it. I've already told every agent, they'll be so, all the agents would run me out. I get that. I get that. But would you at least just call your client and tell them what they have today? The offer's in your inbox right now, and it's there today, and see what they would do with that offer. I'm telling you, there's no way they're going to do it. I know, but if you just appease me, let them know, because the offer will be gone. I mean, if they don't get that good offer Monday and never, or to find out, they'd be pretty disappointed. Would you at least let them know that this exists and the offer's in your inbox? But we're just so sorry. We're so sorry. We can't wait. We need a home. We need to close. We need to be done. Well, what is it? What's so desperate? It's a really personal, private matter. I can't tell you, but I'm going to tell you guys, Brent doesn't want to lose. Brent doesn't want to wait for 25 offers or 40 offers or even 10 or even 5. I don't want to wait. It's personal. It's private. It's feeding my kids. It's helping my clients get their dream home. It's personal. I don't tell them that. I can't tell you, it's super personal, private. Okay. And then, okay. I go, but just know this, we're desperate. We want this home. Our ships are burned. We get escrow with you, we close in 9 days. When I hang up, my lender's going to call you, but would you call your seller first and see if they would accept 870, 70,000 over, no contingencies, or 72-hour for inspection. By the way, I have an inspection scheduled for tomorrow. We'll know tomorrow. In fact, I've actually just put 24 hours for inspections. We will know tomorrow. Come on, you guys. Come on. You're going to win or you're going to get your butt kicked. Do you really like pain? Do you really like that? Step up, because somebody else like me will. And it's no fun losing again and again and again, having your clients fire you, going to somebody else to think it's your fault. And you know what? It is your fault, but not anymore. I'm talking to, let me put on my wife's glasses again. Those of you got here late, 35 of you here, and there's some watch parties and people watching it. I'm preaching to the choir, but you guys are going to be trained at a higher level. You're going to be thinking on your feet. You're going to be scrappy. You're going to be smart. And so guess what? They say, okay, I'm telling you, they'll never go for this, but I'm going to call them. I cannot begin to tell you how many times they've called me back. Oh my gosh, I'm shocked. What? They said they'll take the offer. They'll do it. Well, it's in your inbox and it does expire at 5 o'clock today. Well, Brent, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, just DocuSign it over. We got a deal. DocuSign it over. I mean, sitting there, they've accepted. You don't need to meet with them. Just DocuSign it over. 870. It's as is. It's $30,000 earnest money deposit. If they can stay for 6, it's all right there. Look at it. And then they go, okay. And sometimes they go, you know how it is. We have a deal, right? You have the offer. Sellers told you they accept it. You just got a DocuSign. It's just kind of a formality. They go, yeah. I go, do yourself a favor. Mark it pending right now. I can't do that. I don't have it signed yet. Yeah, you can. It's easy. It's called get your mouse. Market pending. I go, because what is agents are racing to the home even right now. Have you ever shown a home and you're all excited? You go back to the offer, you write the offer, you contact listing agent, only to find out they just accepted an offer. There are people driving here for an hour, 2 hours to see this home, and we already have a deal. So if the sellers have accepted, you're in possession of the offer, save yourself some pain and agony. Save the other agent's pain and agony, and the other agent's client's pain and agony, and the other agent's client's loan officer's pain and agony, who are jumping through hoops to get that pre-approval, or save everybody a lot of trouble and just mark it pending and say the sellers have accepted another offer. I could do that. Yeah, totally. And you know what? On my listings, I'll do the same for you. If you give me an offer and my seller accepted over the phone, then me docu-signing is just a formality. I'll mark mine pending for you. You could do that. Yeah, it's easy. Click. It's super easy. What would the other agents say? Tell them that sellers got such a good offer and they wanted to take it, and they changed their mind. They don't want to wait till Monday night. The sellers changed their mind. I'm so sorry. I cannot force them to wait till Monday night and they changed their mind. I'm sorry. So you can wait till Monday or Tuesday and compete with 10, 20, 30, 50 offers. I'm not doing that. I'm getting my offer presented verbally within 10 minutes, not 3 days. And I'm going to get it accepted. And does it work every time? No, but it totally works. I've sold so many homes that way. I did one, it was all verbal. And I knew the agent well, and we laid out the terms, and the seller goes, done, I'll take that offer. And I told the agent, I knew the agent. I go, okay, I'll have the offer to you in an hour, but you know how it is. It's Friday. Your phone's going to blow up. You're going to get 30 calls. I know, I'm dreading it. I'm so busy today. I'm dreading it. I go, can I give you a tip? Well, I go, market pending. She was, I don't even have the offer. I go, it's me. I'm writing the offer. This is do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. You'll have it in an hour. And then it's just a formality to DocuSign. Market pending. Save yourself 30 return phone calls. Save yourself 5 or 10 agents that are upset. Just market pending. If anyone reaches out, say, hey, we sold it. Sellers accepted an offer. You don't have to have a fully executed contract. What? Again, check with your manager. Some managers say, no, you can't do that. Fine, don't do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to win, and I'm not going to get myself a multiple offers. There's no law that says you can't ask the listing agent to market pending. Not a RESPA violation. Nothing wrong. They can market pending. I can mark mine pending. We got a deal. We got a deal. Just getting DocuSign done and getting the offers together, that's just formality. You can do that. You can do it. Now, if your broker says you can't, don't. Do not violate your brokerage. You do what you got to do. But while you're listening to that broker and getting broker, we're making sales over here. So, so the tie down is get a commitment out of them. Hiring a part-time assistant, that changed my life. I don't feel like telling that story right now. So I'm going to end with some mindset stuff. What are you expecting? Because you get what you're expecting. If you're expecting to fail, you're going to fail. You got to start expecting to win. And you got to be saying the right things to yourself. I'm going to show property. I'm going to write an offer. We're going to get it, man. We're going to get it. It's like basketball, nothing but net, baby. Nothing but net. Some of you shoot, this is going to be a brick, and it's a brick. Really take control of what's going on here. Hang out with the right people. Adopt the mindset. Everybody loves me because I love everybody. And I realize not everybody loves me. That's on them. I love them. I love everybody. You know, if someone wants to have a beef with me, people get in a beef with people. That's on them. I love them. I'm sorry they feel that way. Mentally and emotionally prepare yourself to go on a listing appointment or a buyer appointment. Have you had enough? Because when you have, things will change. And when I had enough, it was, again, June 27th, 1999. I lost those 3 escrows. I set a goal in the month of July to sell 30 homes in 30 days, told everybody I was going to do it. Then the goal made me ask new questions. Well, how the heck I'm going to sell 30 homes in the next 30 days? Well, I better be showing property every day. So I never had this sense of absolute urgency and dread to show property every day. But guess what? I started showing property every day. Started showing property sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day. And I started writing offers every day. And you know what happened? I didn't hit the goal. My record was 7 sales in a month. How many of you would like to have closed 7 sales in the past 30 days? I'm telling you, it feels great. That was my record. Normally I would do 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. And that feels great. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 all the time. But my record was 7. All of a sudden I set this BHAG, which is an acronym for big, hairy, audacious goals. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? 30 homes in 30 days. Most of you just want to sell 30 homes this year. Who are you? How dare you? Remember, it's audacious. Your goal needs to be audacious. People need to think you're crazy. People thought I was crazy, but listen to me. You can't hit a goal you don't have. So I set this goal. It was hairy. It was audacious, and I didn't make it. I totally failed. I only sold 14. Only doubled my all-time freaking record. When you beat your record, it's one thing. When you smash it, it's another. I was never the same after that. The next 30 days, can change your life forever. If you can bootstrap it, if you can have some chutzpah, if you can start reading things and listening to podcasts and hanging out with John Maxwell and Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and hearing other speakers, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rome, Les Brown, and start listening to people, TD Jakes, Francis Chan, Lance Wallnau, people I admire and respect. Read stuff by Og Mandino, Zig Ziglar, Dale Carnegie. And as you build you and you build you bigger, your sales get bigger. But if you don't build you, like, I can't do it. The reason you can't do it is you don't believe in yourself because you haven't made the investment. I go to all kinds of real estate seminars, marriage seminars, personal development seminars, been doing it for 36 years. You're an overnight success. I'm a 36-year overnight success. Yeah, I live in the Caribbean now. I save millions of dollars a year in taxes living here. It's great. Act 60, check it out. You don't pay federal or state taxes if you live in Puerto Rico for 6 months out of the year. It's beautiful. It's called Act 60, another seminar. But here's the deal. One of the things I want to wrap up with is a reassurance that rates are supposed to go up by the year 0.5%. Everyone's talking about it. And if that happens, it'll raise people's interest they'll pay on the life of the loan, depending upon the size of the loan, obviously, but it could go up $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in additional payments, and 50 grand, it's usually about $7 for every $10,000. So 50 grand is another $35 a month. So don't say, well, you had to go 50,000 over. Would you, if you could get this home for an extra $35 a month, would you? Everything's sold on payment. Some of you like, would you go, 60,000 over? That sounds like a lot of money to me, right? 60,000 over. Don't talk to people like that. Hey, if you could get this home and your payment went up $42 a month, that made the difference between getting this home and not, would you? Yeah. Okay. Well, they're at 800. We need to go to 860. I asked them, listen, where we got to be? What do I have to do to win? How's it looking? It's looking pretty good. Pretty good means I'm going to lose. What do I got to do to be looking great? Well, give it your best shot. Come on. Tell me, what do I have to do? I mean, I'm at 860. I go, would 870 work? Yeah, man, you're really, man, right there. I can't tell you though. I go, okay, but so 870 sounds like I'm not gonna, how about 875? I can't tell you, but yeah, that'd do it. So you got to nicely keep pushing and find out, what do I got to do to win this with a smile on your face, not bossy, not pushy, cool, smiling. Come on, man, help me out. Help me out. And if I get this, I'm sending you to Napa. I'm sending you to Tahoe, Edgewood, the Hyatt, and Incline Village. I will hook you up. I want this thing. And so there's some ways to do this. But when you tell them interest rates, if they do go up 0.5%, it's going to get eaten up. So rates are low. It's going to help you and blah, blah, blah. So I'll end with this mindset. How many homes are you going to sell? What is your goal? Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, sign and date it, go away, get a notepad, get a cup of coffee, think, dream, set a big goal that gets you out of bed at 6 a.m. instead of waking up depressed at 9 and getting to work at 11. Come on, man, snap out of it. And then I'll say this, I had a few notes that I got from my superstar agents. Luann Chicasso sells 70 homes a year. She said that putting together a beautifully packaged offer with the email template with the bullet points. Hey, the buyer's coming in 50,000 over at 850. The buyer's as is, they're putting up a $20,000 earnest money deposit. We have no loan, no appraisal, and 72 hours for inspection. Here's my lender's number. And you could just tell, it's, instead of just burping it out and firing it over an email. And she said, if they text me every day and they have really good communication, I feel more comfortable doing the deal with them. She said, relationship is key. Cindy Silva, who just sold 9 homes in 9 days. She said no one ever calls. 1 in 10 agents does the lender call her when she has a listing. So start doing that. You will set yourself aside. She said usually the first agent to show it gets it. She's kind of noticed she's not hooked on it, but she said they're hungry. They ask a lot of questions. What do you want? What does the seller want? Why does the seller want that? Mistakes. She said sloppy RPA. Man, do not send over a sloppy RPA. Someone misspelled her name. She took the deal from them for that. She was at autofills. They actually corrected it, and the autofill was right. Her name is correct in the MLS, and they retyped it and they spelled her name wrong. It bugged her. She didn't get the deal because of that. Not reading the instructions. This is one I didn't cover. Everybody said the same. If you don't read the instructions, and the confidence says, don't show till Friday at this, do not send the email here. Some of my agents love showing time. Some hate it. Luann's like, if you use showing time, Don't use my Google Calendar link, and people ignore that and use showing time. They're not listening. Luann says, I won't go into escrow with them. I steer my client away from it. They all said, every one of these said, it's vital you read the instructions in the confidential comments and do exactly as the listing agent instructs you. And when they say, here's how, what kind of offer do I have to write? What does it have to look like to win? It needs to be boom, 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 boom. That's what you do. You don't do anything else. And well, my clients won't do it. Your clients probably won't get the house because someone like me or someone like these people listening here, you guys, is going to do what the seller wants. Sean Work, again, not following directions, not having a clean. Oh, he put, this is good. He put clicking washer, dryer, fridge. He goes, never click that. Now I got to do a counter offer. While I'm getting ready to do a counter offer, 3 more offers come, cash, you just lost. Never ask for personal property. Gail said the same thing. Never ask for personal property, ever, ever. Clean offer. He said they offer to pay for the mover. They'll offer to have the home cleaned after the seller moves out at our expense. We'll pay professional cleaners to go so you don't have to vacuum, scrub toilets, wipe down counters, clean the underwear, the fridge, and the washer dryer. It's just one less thing you got to do it. He said on one, he went on a listing. They had these little dog and he loved chasing rabbits in the yard. He went to Petco. He got a rabbit toy that made noises. And he got dog treats. They loved their dog. And then he wrote a really nice card. He went back and left the treat for the dog and dog treats and a very nice note and said he would love to have the listing and it would be an honor, and just left it on the door. And they eventually found it. And he called him back the next day to see if he got it. And they said, yes. They said, why? I go, because you were so thoughtful to give us that card and do that for our dog. We just thought this guy's cool. We want to give him the listing. And he goes, I was the highest commission. Everyone else was doing 5.5 and 5 and 4.5. He goes, I did it for 6%. And I got because I bought a $12 toy at Petco and some doggy treats and wrote a nice card. Be scrappy. Think on your hands. Sean Work was to say the DU under approval letter, not just a loan, pre-qualification or pre-approval letter, but DU underwriting loan approval. I just need a contract and appraisal. We're done. He said, man, you better be doing no loan, no appraisal in this market. No loan, no appraisal. Give yourself 72 hours for the inspection and tell them I've already ordered the inspection. If we get this, I've already ordered. It's happening Monday morning. It's happening. It's already done. Like the best home inspector, we're done. We'll lock in with you because that's what is important to the listing agent. He also said just constant contact, every day. Here's where we're at. Here's what's going on. Is there anything else I can do, man? And build the relationship, Tom Dave said, of course, price and terms is important, but he said communication, call and text. I would need to know that you want it, that you're going to be fun to work with. Super clean offers, what Tom Dave said. Check all the buyer boxes, no seller boxes on page 1, 2, 3. Buyer's going to just pay everything and make sure they know buyers got their closing costs and yours. It's $3, $4, $5 grand, or pay 30, 40, 50,000 extra. The choice is yours, my friend. If the buyers are seeing wishy-washy, keep it away from the listing agent because they don't want to get in bed with wishy-washy buyers. Make sure your buyers sound solid. One agent said, oh, my clients are out. They want nothing. They think you guys are there. You're way overpriced. So then they changed their mind. He goes, okay, they're back in. And Gail was not getting it. He goes, because they may get back out in 2 days. So do not let the listing agent know your buyers are kind of wishy-washy. She was no communication is bad. Send over the CR1 with your offer. Have a really complete package, some sort of a template where you really give the bullet points. These agents are getting 25 offers. They don't have time to read through them all. If you just say, here are the highlights of my offer, boom, 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 boom. There's not a listing agent in the world. And if you're a listing agent, you know what I'm talking about. You love that. I love that. Otherwise, we got to read every one of them and go into great detail. Nate Butcher, he's from Valencia. He just listed 5 properties at $1 million each. He's going to do 100 million with like 2 agents. Is this great? His attitude is the most important thing. The attitude he hears of that buyer's agent is, I want to do a deal with them and I'll coach them how to beat everybody else and bring their price up. I'm serving my seller and we're in escrow with a really cool agent who seems to be able to lead the buyer, not the buyer lead the agent. The buyer leads the agent or the agent leads the buyer. A good agent knows how to lead the buyer. The buyer trusts the agent. So he's looking for attitude. He's looking for constant follow-up. He said, but don't overdo it. He doesn't want to get pounded. He goes, really brag on your lender, sell the lender, sell the lender, sell the lender. And his listing agents, don't we all agree? We want to know this lender's going to get it done. Hey, this is my lender, man. He's done 100 loans for me. He's done hundreds of loans with me. I trust this guy with my right arm. He is the man. You're going to want to use him when you're done. Sell your lender. Become a sociologist. Stalk them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Look at their YouTube channel. Find out what they're into. You know, ask them what it is they need. And keep your ego out of it. Nate said this, don't let your, it's not about you, it's between the buyer and the seller. Keep the ego out. I hope this was helpful today. I had an absolute blast with all of you doing this. And let's see, time-wise, it is an hour and about 5 minutes in. I think you guys, some of you were charged to be here, I guess, by SAR. I hope you got your money's worth. I don't get a dime. It was just fun to be here to do this. By the way, if you make a sale and you go, Brent, I did what you said. I had my lender call instantly. My lender will call you the next 30 seconds. And I asked them why they chose me, because your lender called me within 30 seconds and they actually called. I was so impressed. And they told me the FICO scores. They told me why they could get the job done. Or maybe you use the, we can't wait till Monday. I get it. You can wait. Hey, we respect that. But we have this dream offer. Here's the highlight. And we gotta buy a different home tomorrow. We can't wait till Monday. We want this home. This is the one we want, but we're gonna be forced to buy a plan B home tomorrow. You know what? We'll go find one. And then it's the fear of missing out. Tell the seller, I mean, they might get something better Monday, they might not. And maybe that'll help you. So what I want you to do is to shoot me a text if you're able to put a home in escrow in the next 30 days, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 9 homes in the next 9 days, using some of these techniques like Cindy Silva did. And my cell phone is 916-223-5555. That's 916-223-5555. I don't take phone calls because if I don't have your number saved, I won't answer. The only way you can reach me is to text me. And I have not read an email in 3 years. My staff reads my email. So if you're having success and you want to share your joy, your happiness, that I made a difference, I would love to hear it. Feel free to reach out to me. Love everybody. Peace. I'm out from the Caribbean. I'll be home July 3rd for summer. Marcus, I give it back to you.
Oh, we had a few questions real quick.
Oh, we're going to do questions. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So somebody wanted to know, how aggressive are you structuring offers if the buyer's offer is contingent on them selling the current home?
That's almost impossible to get through. I mean, you can't be writing offers contingent upon, these glasses look ridiculous. You can't see, you're all blurry. You can't, I mean, there's 25 offers and none of them are contingent upon selling a home. You need to sell the home and then get a 69-month rent back. I always sell the home and get an option for 6 to 9 months rent back. Well, that's hard to get. No, it's not. I get it every time. It's your mind that's hard. Come on. Get a cash or conventional offer. Well, FHA doesn't want, well, then don't go FHA. I sell the home. We get whatever we're going to get, 25 offers. They'll give you 6 to 9 months and go, what we're going to do over the next 6 to 9 months. So it's just an option. We may only use 2 or 3 months, a month. I'll get you home within a month, maybe 2. We'll just use that period and we only exercise the option. And then if you find a home and you get it within a month or 2 or 3, then you move in. And then we only use 2 or 3 months of our 9-month option or 1-year option. And so you should never be writing a contingent offer upon, you're just going to, it's a recipe for pain on an epic and grand scale like the Titanic. Did that make sense? So sell their home first. But what if we don't find a home in a year? You'll find a home. Use my techniques. You'll find a home. And if they don't believe you, because you don't believe you, you're going to have more suffering. And I used to be you. So hang in there. You will get better.
All right. And then
I love your smile, man. You're funny.
Somebody asked, can you elaborate on the trend of buyers not doing personal letters to sellers as often anymore?
Well, there's new laws that have come out in lawsuits through about the letters and video and pictures and so I mean you can do it, but you can open yourself up to lawsuits, civil lawsuits and talk to your manager about it. I don't know it as well, but you know, you got to be careful. That's why you doing a video about your clients is the safest way to do it. And they can't say, well, look at my old sweet couple. And then if they don't get it, they were discriminated against because they're elder. So look at my young couple, and then all the older couples. Well, they didn't choose us. They wanted some young couple to be in their house. And so there's lawsuits on this stuff. So never talk about try to keep away from obviously color, race,
The isms.
age. Yeah. So talk to your manager. That's a whole nother class. Like, don't get sued in real estate. I don't over freak out. I'm 25 years in, 4,000 to 5,000 sales. I've never been sued, but when you hear about it, everyone talks about it. It's all of a sudden like, oh my God, I got to wear a mask everywhere or whatever. Okay, go ahead.
All right. And then, Aria from the education committee says, would you ever put an expiration on an offer? If yes, when?
Yeah, I always put an expiration. It's like that day at 5 o'clock. I give them 2, 3, 4 hours. And I'm so sorry. We can't wait. Every time we have a situation here, we're in a desperate situation. It's personal and private. I can't go into details. I told you what it was. Brent wants to get paid and put food on the table for his family. He wants his buyer to have their dream home. Waiting till Monday or Tuesday is not how I play. I'll just move on. I'm going to find someone who will go, they are not going to do it. I hear it's just not going to happen. Okay, but just let them know, because I think if they didn't get something this good, 870,000 as is, 40,000 responding deposit, and they would be upset. You might want to let them know. Okay, I'm gonna let them know there's no way. I've told her I can't do this. I go, they have a right to change their mind. I go, I get it. I love you. It's art. It's art here. You got to be really diplomatic and so sweet. I'm so sorry, but we are desperate. We're gonna have to buy a home tomorrow. We just cannot wait. And I go, so it's up to you. They call me like, oh my God, they accepted. I can't. They're taking the deal. I go, awesome, great. It's in your inbox. DocuSign it. We're done. And it expires at 5. I mean, I give them hours. You guys give them days. Have fun with that. Have fun with 25 other. You're 1 in 25. You're 1 in 40. 1 in 100. Not smart. You gotta be smart, and you'll learn how to do it. It's art. It's like dancing, salsa dancing. I became a world-class salsa dancer. It did not happen overnight. Okay, I'm totally made that up. I have this crazy shirt. I went for it. Maybe you bought it, but if I really worked at it, I would be a great salsa dancer. And so here's the deal: you will get better at this. It'll become natural. It's very easy for me to do. I get my offers presented within an hour every time. I don't play the waiting game. It's a pain game. Anyways, good question.
Let's see. What do you do if the seller rejects your 24-hour offer?
Move on. Buy another house. See ya. I'm not waiting to play with 25 offers or 40. I move on. I go, well, I guess if we don't have an offer, you can let me know next week. I go, well, we didn't find an offer. Try to get back in there. Now I'm fighting with 25 or 40 or 50 other offers. 1 in 50, 1 in 25, 1 in 15 sounds horrible. I mean, I hate blackjack. That's 50-50 odds almost, kind of, sort of, not really, but I don't even want 1 in 2 odds. You guys, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be this. I'm going to smoke you out there. And people who are trained like this will bury you. And so, it's representing your client. It's a fiduciary to your buyer to get to their dream home. And you just need to get better. And there's a way to do it that doesn't come off pushy. It comes off sweet and loving and, yeah.
All right. So doesn't a listing agent need to disclose to their seller that they received a trip from you? If you were to
a trick,
like the trip to Napa that you were referring to?
I don't know. I've sent people a lot of places. I don't know if they have to disclose it. I don't know.
All right.
Be safe. Maybe, I don't know. I've never disclosed boo. It's after close. The transaction's over. It's like a verbal thing, right? I don't know. Talk to your broker, your manager. Be safe. I don't want you to do anything to get you in trouble, but do what you want.
And then somebody asked, can you share some ways you can stand out if the buyer is not financially sound from putting money down perspective, but they do have a great W-2?
Well, take the VA no. They that's considered the worst offer in the business. I go, do you have any money? They go, yeah, we got like 50 grand. We have 20 grand in this account, 10 grand here, 7 grand in savings. She has a little thing, 9,000 over here. And if we scraped it all together, it's like $60,000. I go, we're going to take 50 of your 60. You don't need any of it. You're a VA, no money down, no closing costs. But our earnest money deposit is going to be $50,000. So remember those 3 cash offers and the 2 conventional offers, Eldorado Hills, the Promontory, they all put up like $10,000 deposits, $8,000 deposit. I think one of them put up 12 grand. We put up $50,000. Plus they went to the front porch with food and wine and their kids, and that worked out. But also the listing agent, He was impressed with the $50,000. I go, you know, those cash buyers, they're going to want a pint of blood and a pound of flesh. They're going to be a nightmare to work with. They're demanding. You don't want a cash buyer. Come on. He goes, yeah, I know what you mean. And those conventional buyers, oh my gosh, forget those guys. They put up $8,000. They're telling you they want it. We put up 50. We have 50,000 reasons. It's not dollars. It's 50,000 reasons to follow through. We're going to do this. We are in. Everyone's telling you how bad they want. Who's showing you? You're showing me, Brent. Whose clients showed up to the house and showed the sellers they wanted it? My clients. Who got the deal? Me. Who beat 2 conventional and 3 cash offers? I did, because I'm scrappy. You need to be scrappy.
All right. And then this last question, how do you feel about the escalation clause?
I've never liked it. I've never used it. Some people use it with some success. I've had other agents say that absolutely is a complete and total turnoff. That really bugs them when a client uses it, because they might, okay, I'll go over, or then they bail out. And he goes, just show me what you're willing to do. I personally don't like it, and I've never used it. And I don't like presenting that to other people. Now I may have to bring some funky offer in that I don't want to deal with because they have an escalation clause. I say, this is a gimmick. This is, but that's me. I don't like it. So it's very easy for me to defeat when I'm presenting offers. And they go, okay, so I'm going to put this in the gimmick pile. Here's the gimmick pile. I got 12 gimmick offers. Sloppy, not written, can't reach their lender. They're putting FHA down. They have no money. They put up a $5,000 deposit. Who does that? Who puts up 5 or 10 grand? It's so easy to beat them up. That's over here. I've narrowed it down to these 3 to 5 great offers. Let's just deal with these. Let's just stay focused over here. Here are the highlights of each one. The 5th one is the worst one. The 4th one is the next worst one. The 3rd's middle of the road. The 2nd's pretty dang good, but here's the one I recommend. Here's why I think you should take this. So like, done. This is how listing agents work for the most part. And you want to get in that pile, and it takes a lot of communication. You want to make that listing agent your friend.
All right. And I think that's it. That's all we have. Nobody else has any questions. Thank you, Brent, for coming in and hanging out with us today. And everybody on the call, just look for that survey that we'll be sending out to you shortly. If that's
and please
all.
put in the chat bar, if you like it, put some cool stuff in there. Like, give me, did you hate it? Did you like it? Was this helpful? I really tried, you know? So give me some love in the chat bar. Give me a thumbs up, anything there. I guess that is about it for today. Thank you, Marcus, for having me on, and SAR for the opportunity to present. Hopefully it was helpful to everybody.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.